but I don't know how to stand this camera up. I need a stand for this camera because I'm gonna make a video right now right from my iTouch lizard cage. Is this good? This is like weird. You're in the shot. But you're making noise. I can't record it anymore.
Practice.
Okay. Souls from far away. We have a beautiful message for you today. The message for you today is, how are you gonna deal with the daily energetic struggle of life? How are you going to deal with being tired when you have responsibilities and other stuff and pressures that affect you? It seems to me like, well, basically, you have an issue. You have fatigue. That's why you came to this video. That's why you're watching it. That's why this video is called Dealing with Fatigue, with me having a sad thumbnail. Alright? Anyways, fatigue sucks, and fatigue will basically ruin an individual. It can actually do so much because you'll start looking uglier, you'll become self-conscious of how you look, your thought process won't be clear anymore, you will basically shut down mentally because you don't have enough internal spiritual energy to keep you thinking and going right. You can even go crazy, start thinking crazy thoughts that are so out of this world. I'm talking about dealing with fatigue in this video. How do you heal it? Why should you heal it? Sometimes it can actually look like you're healthy, but really you're totally not healthy at all. Like physically, you look not tired, you look well. Also, your eyes don't really look that tired, kind of like mine right now. I guess they don't look too tired, right? So that can be the appearance, but really you can be so very tired inside. It's like dehydration. Sometimes you don't know if you're dehydrated and you get a headache, or you don't feel like you're too dehydrated. You see, the symptoms that are spiritual sometimes are very subtle and low-key. You don't really notice them. But when you do start noticing them, you know it's bad. I've been struggling with fatigue since like 2007 actually. So for the past 12-13 years, I have actually experienced a lot of fatigue. The reason why is because as a child, I did a lot of sports. I exercised a lot. I would always play basketball in the park, like many hours a day. And I would play in the park and hang out and run around and stuff like that. And that was fine, it was probably healthy. But I did a little bit too much. I did it a little bit too much for my own good. See, exercise, too much of it, is unhealthy. And don't listen when they say exercise as much as you can. It's good for you as long as you're not going too skinny. It's not true. Even the mental beneficial side of that can become an addiction. You probably see a lot of people exercise a lot and do it every day, and when it's not their real profession, like they're not athletes. They're not basketball players or soccer players, but they still do it. This is likely because they are addicted to it. If you see somebody who's in perfectly good shape and is always running, jogging, etc., and they claim that it's for their body, unfortunately I feel like, and I feel sad for them, but I think that they're kind of addicted. I used to be the same way. I used to always need it. And I basically stopped, and I guess part of me wanted to, and I had too much energy driving to go do it, but at the same time I was tired. So it's basically very counterintuitive, with many forces playing at once. If you want to be healthy, you're going to need to get a lot of rest. To heal fatigue, you're going to need to get a lot of rest. You're going to not to exercise too much, but a little bit here and there is fine. Maybe like 30 minutes every 4 days or 3 days. So maybe an hour a week is pretty good of like normal exercise, like walking or like sports or something. And finally, don't eat stuff that is bad for you, like drugs. Drugs don't help with fatigue. And stimulants, avoid stimulants as much as you can. But it comes and goes as you are healthier. Like, I drink coffee pretty much every single day, but that's because I'm already spending a lot of time resting and things like that. So get a lot of naps. You can still drink coffee, you can still have candy and sugar and whatever, it's all good. But you need to understand that it shouldn't be your only source of energy as stimulants, because that's not healthy. I think a lot of people get heart attacks because their heart is tired. And a lot of people just feel nauseous a lot of the time because they're tired, man. We're all tired. So I'm not saying don't be productive. I'm all for being productive and being successful. I'm just saying make sure to recognize the importance of having enough energy. Fuck fatigue and get what you need out of your body. Give it the rest. Don't exercise too much. Avoid stress. Stress is very, very, very bad for energy and fatigue. If you have a lot of stress, a lot of stressors in your life, like social stressors or psychological, emotional, mental, physical stresses, literally this drains your life force. We truly are very spiritually powerful beings, and this spirit and this soul that you are, this spiritual being that you are, perhaps isn't even in this world, but you still are it, needs to be treated properly. It's the only way. It needs to be taken care of.